Hi guys, this is Amirazi Fashion YouTube channel. My name is Samira. I made this stylish straight skirt with a twist while cutting and stitching it. I'll be using 1.5 yards of endorsed fabric to make it. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment and share with your loved ones. Turn on notification bell to get notified to see my next video upload. If this is something you like watching, keep on watching it down to the end. Let's dive into today's tutorial. This is my 1.5 yards of Duchess fabric material that I'll be using for my straight skirt, and I've cut out the one I'll be using for my front piece. So I'll be folding it into two as you can see me doing, and I'll just go ahead now to use my ruler to draw a straight line. That's where I'm going to place my tape, and I'm going to be measuring 39 inches for the length of my skirt. So before then, I'm going to remove from my tape. So I'll be removing 1.5 inches for my band of my skirt. So guys, don't forget, I'm going to remove 1.5 inches for the band of my skirt. So after that, I'm going to mark 7.5 inches for my hip line. So that's the 7.5 inches for my hip line. Then I'll go ahead and draw a straight line. So I'm going to use my ruler to draw a straight line. That's for my hip line. At this point, on my half length, I'll be marking 16 inches. You can go more than that. It all depends on your height. Okay, so I'll go ahead now and measure 26 inches for my waistline. Then I'm going to add my stitching allowance by 1.5 inches. At this point, on my hip line, I'll be going down by 35 inches. Then I'm going to add 1.5 inches for my stitching allowance also. After that, I'll go ahead over to my half length, and I'm going to shape it by 30 inches. Then I'm going to also add 1 inch for my allowance. Okay, so I'll be connecting the marks from my waistline. Then I'm going to connect it down to my half length. So I'm taking it down to my half length now. At this point, I want you to watch what I'm doing. At this point, I'll go down to my hemline. So I'm shifting my fabric so that I can see what I'm going to mark now on my hemline. So I'm going to mark 11 inches to make it free. That's why the skirt is straight skirt, and it also look like an A-line skirt. That's the twist here. I hope you are following up. So I'll be connecting it down to my hemline. So I'm going to connect it together to my hemline. So after that, I'll go ahead now to cut it out. So guys, you can see the twist now, because the skirt is a straight skirt, and it's going to also look like an A-line skirt. So you saw the way we took the measurements at the hemline. I went ahead to mark 11 inch to make it free a bit at the hemline. Okay, so guys, you can give this video a thumbs up, you can give it more watch time, and you can also share it with your friends. Please ask them to also watch this particular tutorial down to the end, guys. So just keep on watching so that you can see the fitness of this outfit that we are making today, because we are going to wear it out for you to see it, how it's going to look like on my body. Don't forget, I'm making the front piece of my skirt now. Okay, at this point, I'll be cutting my back piece. I'll be laying my front piece on it. Then I'm going to go ahead to add my zipper allowance by 1 inch. Okay, so this is the back piece that I'm cutting, so I'm laying the front piece on it before adding my zipper allowance by 1 inch. So you can give this video a thumbs up. You can also share it with your friends. Please ask them to watch this particular tutorial down to the end. If you have any questions, you can drop it on the comment section below. So that's my 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So I'll just go ahead now to cut my skirt. So I'm starting from my waistline. So guys, you can also check my other tutorials on my channel, and you can, like I said, you can share it with your friends. Please ask them to also subscribe to my channel. You can turn on notification bell to get notified to see my next tutorial that I will be uploading on my YouTube channel. Don't forget, this is Samira Fashion YouTube channel, and my name is Samira. And the skirt that we are making today is a straight skirt, and it's going to also look like an A-line skirt. So that's the twist, and you saw the way we took our measurement. So just follow it when making your own. Please keep on watching down to the end. After that, on my front skirt waistline, I'm going to go ahead to mark 1 inch to make it sit well and to avoid any puffy at the waistline. So that's the 1 inch that I marked. So I'll just go ahead to cut it out. Okay, that is the waistline. Alright, just keep on watching guys to the end. I will go to my skirt band now. What I'm having is 3 inches, and I'm going to cut it out and join it together to make it longer, to stitch it around my skirt waist. Okay, so that's it, as you can see me doing in the video. So if there is any excess, I'm going to just trim it out. Okay, so after that I will head over to my sewing machine. I'm going to stitch it together by 1/2 inch. Okay, so after that I'm going to attach it to the waistline. At this point I'll be aligning my band to my waistline, so I'm going to align it round the waist. If there's any excess, I'm going to use my scissors to trim it out. So I'll start from the edge of my skirt. Okay, so I'm going to use my pin. I'll keep on pinning it round, and I'm going to continue pinning it round as you can see me doing. So this is how I'm going to stitch it on my sewing machine. So I'm still pinning it round. So I'll keep on doing that round at the waistline until I get to the edge of the other side of my skirt. So I'm pinning it round. So this is how your own should look like when making your own. So I'm going to pin it round, and this is how I'm going to stitch it on my sewing machine. So I'm going to stitch it by 1/2 inch when sewing it together. So I'll keep on pinning it as you can see me doing. So you can see how neat it is. So I'm going to head over to my sewing machine, then I'm going to stitch it by 1/2 inch. Okay, so guys, you can give this video a thumbs up. You can see the excess, so I'm going to just trim it out. So when cutting your own should be like this. If you are not getting it, what you should do is for you to watch this particular tutorial down to the end, so you can see that I've trimmed out the excess of the band. Alright guys, I'm through with the stitching of my band. You can see how neat my straight skirt is, and you can see that the skirt also look like an A-line skirt. That's the twist, and you saw how we are able to achieve that. So I've ironed it out now. You can see how beautiful it is. It is very simple and easy style for you to cut and sew by yourself. So I'm going to wear it out now. I have my straight skirt that also look like an hairline skirt because of the twist on my hemline that I marked 11 inches. I hope you learned something new from today's sewing tutorial. If you did, you can share this tutorial with your friends, loved ones, subscribe, like, watch it to the end and comment about it. Let me hear from you. Turn your notification bell to get notified to see my next video upload. I really appreciate each and every one of you out there watching me. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in my next one.